So, yeah, that's a little nicer, I suppose. Okay, so ROP baby. We got this nice little ROP thing. It just returns to whatever. Yeah, I'm recording. So it returns to stuff, and we control stuff. So that means we could, let's probably exploit this through ROP. Maybe a good guess. So with a, actually, you could see that NX is set, so of course you can't do regular shellcode execution, but also PIE is enabled, so that means the program is relocatable. So the actual memory addresses of the binary itself changes every time the program loads. So in addition to like libc and other libraries. So if you do something like, if you try to run ROP baby once, get the libc address, that's ends in 94D0. That's this address right here. Do it again, it's a different address. 14D0 versus 94D0, and a bunch of other differences. So that means that you're going to need this leak. I like this leak to figure out, to figure out where the base of the binary or the base of libc is loaded, and from there you can calculate offsets to pretty much anything you want. So the general idea is to leak some sort of pointer and then use that to calculate where the base of it is and where the base of libc is, and then from there you can calculate where everything else is that you need. So let's see how to do that.
Sorry.
Which one's my local libc? I don't know. Okay. So to get libc, you do something like this, sort sheet, right? This is just my libc. I think the DEF CON organizers used libc from Ubuntu 14.04 LTS. So you'd want to use that, you'd want to find that. There are tools to find that online. Might as well show you guys. It's in one of my starred repositories. Nope, not this one. Next one. So libc binary collection, you can just search a huge collection of libcs based on a pointer that you know of, and it'll tell you what it thinks the libc came from. Then you could download it by going to this mirrors thing, /libc/ whatever the libc name is, and then boom, it's right there. It just so happened that my libc, my 64-bit libc on my Ubuntu 14.04 was the same as the one they were using for their boxes, but the 32-bit wasn't. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe I just haven't updated in a while. But yeah, this is ArchLink, so it's not going to be the same. It's not the same version, not the same anything. So just use your own libc since this is running on your own stuff. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Well, got libc right here. Now, how do we want to get those ROP gadgets? There's a cool tool called ROP gadget that finds, well, ROP gadgets. And you could run it like this, and it'll just print out all the ROP gadgets. You could type in grep, I don't know, move, EAX, something. But I just like to redirect that to a file because it takes a super long time. By super long time, I mean a time that I don't want to wait. So just do something like that. Let it do its magic. And it's still doing its magic. Still doing it. And if you could see, it's pegging one of my CPU cores, but I don't think that's, yeah, can't see that. So it's just going through it all. Still going. Okay, I forgot how long this took. But you only have to do this once if you redirect it to a file, which is super nice. There we go. 1. So ROP gadgets found 20,925. That includes a lot of, I guess, sorted duplicates. It'll have like it'll have this gadget right here. This is XOR RAX RDX sub RX RDX ret, but it'll also list this gadget right here. You could modify your stuff to change that, but if you just write it to a file, do it once, everything will be just fine. So what I like to do is go into that and then just start searching for whatever ROP gadgets I want. I guess sort of finding ROP gadgets is planning out what you want to do with your life. It's not always the easiest thing to make a good ROP chain, but when you have something like libc that you know the address to, there's a nice little 64-bit libc. There's this nice little magic spot that you have. And that little magic spot will give you a bin sh shell if you just jump to it. So I'm going to open up libc in IDA and try to find that location for my libc. So everyone's will be different, of course, because that's how it works. So do something like, what is it, shift F12 for strings? Yeah. So you got this little bin sh string right here. Find an xref to that. Oops, yeah. So I believe if you jump right here, that works. So this is a nice gadget to have. There is no other bin sh, right? Nope, that looks like it. So if we jump to right here, that'll work perfectly nice. Yeah, so let's just do that real quick. Figure it all out. Guess let's do it the right way. Make a script to pwn it. So one thing I hear a lot is people just aren't too strong with making scripts to pwn local and or remote binaries. So that's why I like to make a script for pretty much everything I do. That's importing stuff from Poem Tools, which is kind of nice. So I like to call binaries R because that's what I see a lot, and that typically means remote or whatever. But if it's just local, you could just do process. And then just to show, I guess, what it looks like, you could do an interactive thing, and then that just gives you interactive access with it. So sort of like a pass-through with your script. Oops. So this little dollar sign is means that you're in interactive mode. So you just type wherever it asks for a prompt. Like you could do 1, it'll pass it through, get libc address, 2, enter symbol, and it'll do all that kind of fun stuff. So you don't really need to worry. So a lot of people like to do that at the end when they have a shell or something like that. And they can just use it nicely. Boom, exit. And then that's done. And change this to, yeah. Okay, so the general idea that we want to do is we want to leak a pointer from the binary itself. So we have so we want to, I guess, sort of see how the binary runs. So we could see what to expect and stuff like that. So here's a good read until. So you could do, or, oops. And then r.send. What number is it? libc function. I'm going to do libc function of symbol of system just to get that. So that'll be 2. r.read until. Enter symbol. And then I'm just gonna print a line. This will give you the opportunity to maybe figure out how to parse the leak or do whatever you want with it. So you can see exactly what you're getting in that next line. I think it'll be the read line, so the next line, but you're never 100% sure. So it's nice just to print it out and check. So do that. So here's the line that it printed out. So you can see that, yeah, it's correct. And the easiest thing to do for something like this is to use Python's split function. Built in, I believe it is. And split on the space. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you get the 4th thing. So you could do something like so then I get the 4th thing. believe that's how you do. So I'm going to let people catch up if you want to follow along. We'll just keep it like that for a minute. So let's just run this, see if it gets you what you want. Yep, it's printing out this, which is what I wanted it to do. So we know that that's all good. Usually I'd have like 3 terminals open and just running tests as I edit stuff, just so it's really fast. But it's a good thing to debug as you're going along, because it's nice to be able to see that what you're doing is correct. I believe that's how you do it. So then you could do something like log.sx success. And then that would just print out that you got the address of system on the remote box. And from there you can calculate base and everything, which I'll show you how to do once I test this out. Got system address that, and that's sort of what we had here, so it's good enough. So I'll keep this up and just open a new terminal. When you're trying to find where stuff is, or how to find bases, you'll need to find the offset of where the function is in your libc itself. So one thing that helps with that is to print all the exports of a shared object, SO, library, whatever you want to call it. I believe that's object dump tac t, and then the thing. And then that'll print all of them. So you got bcmp, sysinfo, whatever that is. But you could just grep for that, and that works. So you can see that system right here is at offset 3F820. So what you could do there is make a note of that, of course. This is just on my box, by the way, my Arch Linux box. You could do something like libc, the base of libc, where libc is loaded into memory, is at system, which is the base plus whatever offset we got here, so minus the offset itself. So that means the libc base would be there. So now let's check that out, see how that works. So it got libc base right here. And that looks like a decent base, right? Is everyone not agreeing with me? It does. So yeah, once you have libc base, then you can calculate pretty much anything else in the binary. So you can calculate, so you can find out that vfprintf is located at libc base plus 44470 in hex. So you can do pretty much whatever you want. Now if you want to be really lazy, you could just do everything pretty much automatically using something like PETA as pattern generation stuff. So load into GDB. So create a pattern 20 long. Run it. So 3, enter bytes, 20, boom, segfault, pattern search, RVP plus 0, find it offset 0. Okay, so looks like I might not have added quite enough stuff. Yeah. So let's do it again. Pattern 50 long. And it goes into RSP. What is this doing? Okay, so why is it trapping? So zigzag V, this in what? Oh, I might be counting the new line. What is this? Okay, yeah, there we go. No? Crap, what is going on? Okay, yeah, this is fine. I guess it's just trapping before get to this. So we're segfaulting. So if I could do a next instruction, it would get no. Yeah, okay. There we go. So we got 0A1264. So you can see this is the pattern that starts, right? Okay. So I don't know why it's trapping like that, but that's what it does. Weird. Let's just do it the right way. 16 bytes. $17 bytes. So here's some BB, right? So you can see that it tried to return to, so that yeah, tried to return to that address and didn't do all that well. Yeah. Okay, so that means we could put something at that address, and so we could put something right there and it'll return to that address. So we'll edit our script to send 2 or 3, right? Or 2 to get the address. So we get the address, we get the base, then we send I guess we'll want to wait until that, doesn't matter. Send line 3 to trigger the ROP, or to trigger the buffer input. And then we enter how many bytes we want, right? Yeah. So we could do a read until this, just to clean up stuff. So we could send the length of, I guess what we do right now is we'd create a ROP chain just in the code and then set it up and find the length and add one for the new line. But we're not going to do that at the moment because we're just testing out. So let's just say 17 for those 16 bytes and the return address. So then we do it. So once you hit 17, then you could just start sending the bytes. r.send line AAK. I guess let's make a payload. The first 8 bytes were junk, as we just saw. And now we want to do a 64-bit pointer. So you could packet P64. That's a nice Pwn Tools function that we got there. And then it'll be, we could just return to system right now, just to show that it's working. Sound good? Is that agreeable to everyone? So do that, make it interactive, and let's pwn it. So I've got to exit, and then it exits, and it didn't actually do anything. Yeah, seg faulted. Oh, right. So it's not going to show it quite everything. How do you configure that? So do that, exit. Still it's not actually returning to that. So let's attach and figure out what it's doing, right? So that's just what we always do. So now I have a chance to attach. So it doesn't like that. sudo it. And of course that doesn't source it.
There's something that CTF had wanted me to do. It's like GDB can attach to processes. It's like echo like zeros.
Yeah. I forget what it is though.
I can look for it. So.
Yeah, that'd be just dandy. Forget what that setting is. That's what happens when I come to class, or come to this right after class. Or I test.
You don't have to do it so fast. Like, you're trying to race against like time and not racing against time. You're doing this on your own time.
Well, there's this function that I used in my implementation. I don't know if it's completely necessary. It's flat. Right. Might as well just do that. Yeah, that just died. It should be calling system though. Is it not? Maybe it is and I'm just derping hard. So we know there's this magic thing located at this offset right here. So magic is here. No, that didn't do that. Okay, cool. Okay, P-trace scope. That's right. Thank you. So now I should be able to attach to that. Yeah. Yep, there we go. So, continue. Hit enter on this guy. Hit 4. Hit zigzag V's. I wonder if I actually print stuff out. No, because it has debug stuff. Okay, so it's... Oh, wow, I'm dumb. So it's not actually sending the proper address. What's going on here? So magic equals libc plus magic. So got libc base that. So it looks like I'm doing something wrong. Can anyone see what I'm doing wrong with this program? It's sending this where it should be send. I'm going to print out what it should be sending. Oh, cool. Thanks. That's the problem. It's supposed to be magic ADDR instead of just magic. I had just typed in this instead of the whole thing. So now this will work, right? Get rid of that. Doesn't like that. What did I do?
What's that thing you're doing in Vim? Is this
Control V, visual.
Control V?
Yeah. See? Vim is cool too.
I just like multiple selection or column selection anywhere I see it.
So leave stuff right there.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a bug. What am I doing here? Payload equals that. What's wrong with that? Oh, I forgot to close parentheses. Okay. Yeah, then I... Yep, no, that looks more like it. That looks more like a regular address. So exit. Yep. Look at that. It's, executing something. I guess that magic address didn't exactly work too well. I might actually have to look at what I'm actually doing. It's unfortunate. So RDI into BinSH, and there's the exec VE. What's that look like? So RDI is BinSH. So path arg0 is who cares? So maybe I could just do this address. I don't know why it would be doing. Okay, if this doesn't work, I'll have to look into that in a minute. Yeah, that just exited. So what exactly is this doing? So it's calling exec VE with args. Probably path argv np. So argv is RDI. Path is RDI. Argv is that, and it's RAX, I believe, is the third argument, so that'd be env. So environment pointer, yes, that looks about right. So what's this thing? So ESP plus 180 minus 150, that'd be 0x30. ESP plus 0x30, that adjusts. So I'm messing up ESP, so that might be causing a problem. How do I use this magic? If anyone's...
Is that the libc?
Yeah, that's the magic libc binsh.
Yes, how did you get that from GitHub? How'd you download that?
You mean this libc? Or?
Yeah.
Well, just copy it from your own system would be the way that I'd suggest. So you could do... The easiest way to find that, I'd say, is run it, Control-C, VM map, and boom, you got a location for libc right here.
Okay.
So you could just copy that into your current directory and do all that fun stuff. I forget how I did it before.
You just said something about like, some group using 14.04 LPS.
Oh, you're asking how to get that. Okay. Yeah. Good. Well, it was when I did it, but it's not going to be for you guys since it's not remote, since you're just exporting it locally.
Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could go over, I could just point that out real quick. I should just bookmark it or something, but stars are my bookmarks. So libc binary collection from Molnarg, I don't know, greets. You can identify, and then from there it'll give you a it'll give you system equals, this is an example thing, so main call site, whatever. So printf equals that. That's the kind of thing that I used. It'll give you some file name right here, so it'll say it's debian libc that x86 64 libc 2.13. So you could do that. So you could take these mirrors. There's only one at the moment. I might add a mirror to that since it's pretty useful. Take that, and there it is. He hosts all of it for you. What a nice guy. So that's pretty cool. There might be a better way to do it, but this works for me. It's nice and easy. This is 2.13. So this is the location. I'll use it. I'll use this. Why not? Why? So I'm cloning that. Oh, the symbols.json file is pretty big, so that might take a minute. So identify.py. It's actually Python 2, so you want to change that if you have a sane version of Linux. So you use the identify function, specify some symbol, system in my case, because that's what I looked at. That's what I leaked, quote, unquote. And that equals that. And then it'll search through all of its symbols and not find anything, because it probably doesn't know what Archlinux is. Sorry, that was a pretty uninformative.
Very hipster. Archlinux is for hipsters. Probably never.
Yeah.
It's in my common sense class on Tuesday.
So he was on Archlinux?
Yeah, he said he'd been using Linux since.
Is he addicted?
9 years.
Nice.
Oh God, where's your beard?
Yeah. Well, all the CTF organizers usually use Debian, right? This might have FreeBSD. There's this files.txt thing that'll answer it for sure. So Debian, Ubuntu, and that's it. Okay. That's nice. If anybody knows of a libc collection that has more than just Debian and libc, or Debian and Ubuntu, let me know, 'cause that'd be pretty cool. But CTF organizers use Debian and libc and oh my god, Ubuntu anyways. So I guess it's not going to be all that useful. And if anyone wants to come here local, we still have sandwiches to share before these guys eat it all up. Okay, so do we want a guest to come on and show us their, or has anyone in the audience gotten it to work?
You're going way too fast. I'll try to set things up with this. I should know myself really.
Okay. How about take a 5-minute break? I'm gonna go use the restroom. People can get caught up, ask questions, do whatever. God bless you. Okay.
He's got a tiny URL link.
Yeah, it's the tiny
Yeah,
URL.
it took me a while to figure that out. And I was like, wait a second, didn't he have a Google Drive link on the topic?
Yeah, it's on
Fuck,
topic.
idiot,
In
Brian.
White Hatters?
No, in WCFC binary.
That'd be why I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm not in there.
Oh.
Well, there's not a lot of talking there. There was in the previous sessions.
There's actually quite a, well, not right
Well,
now,
like,
but there is,
during sessions.
yeah, it is pretty active though.
Yeah, relatively. Yeah.
Big five. Property. Because that's what we're fucking with now.
Oh, seems Sean's in the channel. Yeah, one person.
R0.
Sometimes I forget I'm in again. No.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or anything? I'll check the Twitch. What does flat do?
Sean wanted to be acknowledged. He said he was going to get food.
Hi, Duck. You're shadow banned from Hackins and Freenode.
Where is that phone library?
Phone tools?
Yes.
Is that an actual library?
Yeah.
You can do like pip2 install Pro Tools.
Yep. Pip install Plum Tools.
Is pip for Python 3 or 2?
Yes. It depends on what your typical.
What the fuck is the program doing?
What?
ROP baby program. They just exited with connection timed out.
Oh, that's a SIG alarm, so that people don't just make 100 connections and leave the binaries running forever and ever and ever. Most CTF challenges do that nowadays.
So wait, this is actually dialing home? Or no?
No, it runs.
Server locally. Okay.
Yeah, so it runs through inetd. Well, it actually doesn't do it in the binary, but you could wrap it in inetd or SOCAT or netcat.
Okay.
But I think most people use inetd.
Oh, cool. I already have Pro Tools installed.
Cool.
With Blackheart.
So flat. Oh yeah, if you're on Blackheart, you probably have Plum Tools.
Yeah.
So flat flattens the arguments into a string. So instead of having to wrap everything in str, I guess. I want to see what the source looks like. Is it just wrapping everything in str? No, it calls underscore flat.
Which thing calls SCR?
Yeah. No, it calls dot join. String dot join, of course. I guess empty string dot join, which is just string dot join out, which is everything. That grilled stuffed nacho doesn't look as good as these sandwiches. Sorry, Taco Bell.
What do they have Taco Bell?
Grilled stuffed nacho. Not meant to be shared. Because only assholes eat at Taco Bell. So it looks like there's a 12-second lag on my end, which I guess isn't too bad.
Wait, isn't there a way to,
Yes, and I checked that box.
I wonder if there's any lag in the new streaming type stuff on YouTube.
If there's any lag, what?
In the new streaming type thing on YouTube, because now YouTube
I
is
don't
trying
know.
to be a game streaming, everything streaming service now.
Yeah, because there's about a good 30 seconds on this.
Well, I just counted 12 seconds.
12 seconds?
Yeah.
It's enough so that when I laugh at something, you guys are already off topic.
Yeah. It's not quite perfect yet, by any means.
Well, I mean, it's technically you would want that to be like that if you're playing game now.
Yeah. It would be nice though if you could like say that you want lag.
Yeah.
But it's probably just their servers. They just want to have time to compress it or whatever they do to it. Do visual recognition for the NSA or audio recognition for bomb or terrorist or jihad or Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar or whatever.
See, that's when I heard it on this side. Was when I laughed.
Things a terrible loss. Glad you have my best interest in mind. And yeah, Taco Hell,
Wait,
that's
is
right.
he on the stream?
He's in general.
Looks like it. He's commenting on what I'm saying. So unless he's super telepathic or if he's hiding in here, we have sandwiches.
I'm out lost. We know you're in here. It's your loss.
Every time I want to watch the stream, I have to reload it.
Really?
Why not just keep it open?
Because if I do keep it open, but then once I change to my VM, it will say you're not using this page anymore. I'm going to shut this down.
You should use MPG.
No, I should probably just use a different browser and not use Safari.
You should probably use MPG. You can watch YouTube videos, watch Twitch streams, play videos.
It's not just the plugin for DLC.
No, it's the video player. I don't have VLC installed. And it's a full video player. But I can do like rewind. Yeah. Shit works, yo.
Well, I've dropped 312 frames so far.
Over an hour long video, that's not bad.
I know. 0.3%. I guess there just aren't that many frames.
Drop all frames.
Yep.
Oh, we dropped more frames in our computer vision project.
I mean, who needs those frames anyways?
Got that right.
I know, right? He gave us a 60 frame per second video.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could drop
I
half.
think we were actually trying to identify whether it was some sort of vehicle, a type of vehicle. It required a good idea of what each of the vehicle looked like. I don't know how much it was.
Yeah. But that's something that like Google's car does.
Did
Not
you,
bored undergrad students.
They showed how the in Google I/O today they showed the interface for how the Google car, what the Google car looks at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen
pretty
that
cool.
before. They did it for the write up on the accident reports that they
Oh,
had.
I didn't know
Because
that.
people were getting pissy because it got like 5 accidents so
Yeah.
far. And they're like, you do realize this car drives like, it's driven over 1.5 million miles and it's
Yeah.
only gotten that many accidents.
Well, Google's cars haven't been at fault for any accidents so far.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe the people driving. I think it's like the guy driving got in an accident once, but he had manual control
Yeah.
or something. So, how are people doing? Do we want to continue binarying?
Lack of response means yes in the UK.
Okay.
Well, we're not in the UK. So Duck said he was getting food. I don't know how long that's going to be. I guess let's give him 4 more minutes. That'll make it 15 minutes.
READUNTIL. Right? Right? Right?
Having problems there? High 117.
Yes, I am having many problems.
Are those onions you're taking out, or
Lettuce.
lettuce?
But there is some onions in there.
Why don't you want onions or lettuce?
I'm not a big lettuce fan. I'll eat it, but
How are you not a big lettuce fan? It literally has no taste.
it does have a taste.
It does have a taste, a great taste.
It has the taste of nothingness, which is great.
Did you see?
You're so.
Did you see Ben bite into an onion?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He ate that whole thing.
Yeah, he had to.
It
Well, I
tastes
think
like
did he
it's
like eat only half? Did he eat like just half the onion, like the outside?
Oh.
Did he eat the core? Because he was.
I mean, he's not gonna swallow the whole thing like in one go, but he was taking good chunks out of it.
He ate at least a good bit of the onion, way more than.
Then you'd expect a normal human to eat while the onion is uncooked.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. That is a character.
So, are you getting problems with read until?
Yeah.
What's it saying?
No attribute.
Try RECV until.
But it worked on yours.
Yeah, you might have an old version. I don't
Or
know.
might have a new version.
Or you might have an old version.
No, I don't. So just
Yeah, that's right, even though. I'm about to get my own stupidity thing. 2020 eyes. Yes.
I know. So here we go. See, this is why I suggested that. Because it's just an alias for meth.
Meth. Boy.
Yes. So it's the same thing. It's just I like read because that's what I see all the examples being. No other reason.
I think the lack of context is going to make his comments funny if it maintains its lack of context. Like, why the fuck would he say this? I just like when funny things can be when you remove context from the statement. There's a Twitter account called New York Times minus context. It's had a couple of gems. Like, one of my favorites was the kids were going match for the Ramones. Oh man.
What the fuck? How does that make sense with context?
There's actually a New York Times plus context account as well. So I could probably put that up. This Twitter, you can search through all tweets, and it's got a pretty nice advanced search function.
Yes, there's also a fire hose.
What?
Yeah, there's a fire hose for Twitter.
Well, I think you have to pay for that nowadays.
Yeah,
And they don't-
It's too easily abusable. It's literally an API function you call, and it will return to you every tweet.
As it's being sent out, it's like a couple gigabits per second.
Yeah, of just tweets. So if you need any kind of data mining data, just use the fire hose.
Well, you have to go through a reseller now. They're not going to they're pretty much not going to give it to you unless you're going through unless you are a reseller or you have a pretty good need for it and you're willing to pay. Probably out the ass.
Yeah, I wonder why. I just looked at that and went, that's so bad. Why would they ever do that?
The fire hose?
Yeah.
Well, I've had a use for the fire hose once. It's a pretty useful thing, I'd say.
This gives you all the tweets that are occurring in real time. Jesus fuck.
Yes.
That's fun.
Every tweet of someone saying they're on the toilet in real time.
Yeah, you can search by keywords and hashtags and filter the fire hose by those. So you can see tweets of all the people saying that they're on the toilet at one time. Thank you for your input, Zach.
I don't know this from experience, I swear.
Okay. We don't judge that much. Really, Chris? Really? Really? You're just gonna keep doing that? Cool. You're a cool guy. You're cool. You're a cool guy. You're a super cool guy.
I need an adult.
I found it. So there's
Technical phrasing is small children are no match for little boys. Putting fun in fatherhood.
No, you're not. The reason I have two laptops is so that I can have IRC open on one and not have notifications pop up on the middle of the Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
You should have just left that without context.
Okay, so now that Duck is back, we can continue. Sage. That's not found. Wrong. So this looks like a pretty good place to start some BinSH stuff, huh? RDI, RDX.
That's in TLS get address.
Yes. So this is the second one. So BinSH plus 5 is just sh. So it should do /bin/sh text c sh, right? And then exec LDAT. RDI, RSI, RDX, EXEX is 0. So execl is path arg null. Path arg null. So multiple args. So stream isn't loading. Is the stream loading for anyone? Is the stream having problems with anyone else?
I just reloaded it.
Oh, move the item around a little. Well, it's not gonna respond. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I saw it move just now.
Looks like it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
These Twitch ads are forever. Take forever.
So I gotta use that
Those
spot.
ads. No.
I'm not putting it on my Mac.
What?
I'm not putting it on my Mac.
What would be the danger?
Your face.
That doesn't sound like the danger.
It is though. Okay. So so it may be a problem with arguments. I'm not zeroing out everything properly.
Looking at echoes.
Oh.
No, it didn't work. So I'm attaching to this guy. Boom. Continuing. Let's, yeah, do that. Executed bash. And it didn't like that command. So that not found.
Well, I think Sean has a question.
Yeah, I just opened up this stuff. Yeah, libc has a higher address in the main code. Yeah, by convention, that's true. But what do you mean by that? I guess, so this is libc, right? Libc is located at these addresses. We're not really caring too much about these because we don't get that leaked or anything like that. So we just care about libc. So if we do that, leak system, you can see that system is at this address, which is inside of here. So this is higher than this, but we can subtract this from the offset from this to get this base address. And let's demonstrate that. Hopefully it works and I'm not just talking shit. What was the offset for system? Yep. 783500. 783500. So that's what you're finding. Yeah, I guess good question. Good that I could clarify that. Okay. So, SH, that not found. So what's x64's calling convention? Vertex. I always forget this. Always, every single time I do it. Every single time. This is x86. So here we go. RDI, RSI, RDX, RCX, R8, R9, and then floating point registers. Okay, so I'm gonna set a breakpoint somewhere at that return, right? Where is that gonna be? Who knows? Let's figure it out. Let me attach. Let me finish this. What's a good way to do this? What's a good way to get actual addresses in the binary? I guess VM map and just disassemble crap. I guess calculate offsets. Have a second thing open. I don't know. Stick alarm, of course. Yeah, that's fine. I guess that might be the best way to do it. New instance, yeah, that's fine. Spin up ROP, baby. Get some of that. Good, good. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this is this nice little ROP section that just does everything for you. So yeah, this nice little offset EB3. It's easy enough. So set that plus EB3. So let's exit from that. Broke right there. Cool. So now we can see that EIP is about to point to this, which is that magic spot in libc that does all the fun stuff. And now let's check registers. So RDI is 0 right now. I guess let's just step into it. So it loads up this guy into there. That's pointing to bin sh, right? Yep, bin sh. So it's putting into RDX is taxi. So RSI is now sh. So XOR R8D, I made that 0. XOR EAX, it's already 0. We'll move R13 into RCX. What's RCX? RCX is the 4th parameter. What's that look like? 1. So it looks like that's the problem. It's adding that as another argument. R13. What is R13? Well, that's annoying. If it was just null, that would be cool. But it's not. Yeah. So... ah, crap, how did I get this to work before? hate it when that happens.
I swear it's right here.
It hasn't been that long. Okay. Well, let's just check out all of these guys. And I guess I could just do all of them. This looks cool. CSH? Nah. Does it do system? This might actually be a decent spot to do it. Once I find this, I gotta bookmark it or something. Message text C requires an argument, so it's not that one. Should I do NF or did I do the other one? 6NF? Yeah, that's right. I swear it's somewhere. So nobody's done this before? Nobody at all?
I did an option on libc, just to do an option on libc, and it took about 67 seconds.
Sounds about right. So what's this look like right at the end?
67 seconds.
Yeah.
I just did it in less than 3.
Oh, you've got a much newer computer with an SSD.
But libc is small. You'd be mostly CPU bound anyway.
Well,
libc isn't exactly small.
performance anyways. Yeah. It'd be not supported this.
libc is 1.9 megs, which is pretty big for obj dump.
Got 12 bytes.
12 bytes for libc.
Your
Oh.
libc is probably a little bigger than 12 bytes, maybe.
It might mean like when you get to Are you using user/lib/libc 2.21?
What?
Default path is user/lib/libc 2.21 or something like that.
Yeah, the assembling was 12 bytes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Anyway. Let me go.
Do system. If this doesn't work, then I'm just going to do it the way that I actually solved it, because I have that here written down, as opposed to where I just thought I could find it again. Because you know what happens when you think you could find something again. Yeah, because like I saw somebody's write-up doing it this way, like, hey, just jump to this address and it gives you a shell, which is super awesome, instead of having to make a full ROP chain. But did it once, now I can't find it again, that one address that you could just jump to.
Or did you manage to do it once?
Yeah.
Their way?
Yeah.
Just in case they were talking shit.
Yeah, I'm not going full retard, but it was what, EB EIP.
Just press F5.
Yeah.
It solves itself.
Cool.
It was EB EIP that said it. Skull security.
Have fun with your Asperger's then.
Thanks, brah. I love Asperger's.
We saw one other right that was wrong.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I found it, and then I was like, that doesn't look right. I told Duck, and Duck was like, yeah, that's not right. Yeah, they herped her.
Throwing some small binaries in this team. Libc is just like a fucking forest of assembly.
It's a library of libraries.
Fucking continent of assembly.
Yes. Oh well.
That was super exciting to get another.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Got this.
Well, sorry guys, there's an address, so I heard, that you can jump to in libc. Yeah. I freaking did it once. I don't feel like going through every single one right now, and I was planning on showing you anyways how to do a real ROP chain. So without further ado, actually, let's do something, and I'm gonna get a sandwich.
Sandwich?
Yeah. So, everyone prepare your diddly holes, because you're... For those about to ROP, we salute you. There we go. I was looking for something. I'm sorry for those to do that.
Did you just say, I'm sorry you had to endure that? Were you going to joke or past 2 hours?
The joke.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Yeah, the past hours too.
Andrew says he wants a sandwich. He's gonna have to hurry.
Yep.
Tell him that.
Did y'all know Jimmy John's by default scoops bread out of sandwiches for the party platter? That's some BS.
Is it really?
Yeah. So I had to select on each sandwich, customize it, and say, "Don't scoop out my bread, bruh." See, look how much bread is in here. It's an actual sandwich. Like, all the bread's there. They scoop out maybe half of that. Sure, it's better for you, so that you can fit stuff in there, I guess. But no. It's not cool. Not cool, bro. Not cool. I guess they save the bread and make, like, bread pudding in their back room. Yeah. They're scumbags.
Maybe a Greek people visit and preach to them about the evils of carbs.
You know, they have an unwich, which is like lettuce instead of bread.
That's what everyone does in the office, besides me.
Yeah.
CTF says can you press F11. I was going to say it might be worth reducing the size of the function listing window.
Yeah, it's... I guess I wasn't really doing a whole lot showing people about IDA. I was just going through it, trying to find it, because it's got to be in there somewhere. But if I was going to go through IDA and stuff, I'd actually make it smaller, because you're just seeing a 1920 or a 1024 by 768.
I don't know.
Yeah, 1024 by 768 segment of my screen, as opposed to the entire screen.
If the important stuff is localized to that for us, but for the recording, just 1080p video might be better. Although it'd be twice the video, it's somewhere around 2.5 times the area.
I don't know. It doesn't really matter because that works just fine. This works great. So.
Okay. Yeah. Google's throwing out free space for people to slurp up.
I saw that you posted something about watching the animators. Did you know Sense8 is coming to Netflix?
What?
So there's this new show from the Cosby's called Sense8. And it's Netflix original.
And it's somewhat tied to the Matrix universe? Or?
No, unfortunately not. But
Well,
it is
I tend to like the movies that they, or things that they,
Yeah.
like the Animatrix, Sean had told me that it'd be good to watch it because it gives a bit of a backstory on it, and it's pretty fucking epic.
Yeah, it's really
like it might start off slow, and then like once you get to like the 4th to the 7th film, it's like holy fuck.
I like all the different art styles.
Yeah. Oh man, it's beautiful. Like the one with the track star. Oh fuck. And the kid that he's like skateboarding and doing some tricks all over his school.
Yeah.
Like it's super like elongated. Awesome.
Yeah, the track star one's probably one of my favorite ones.
Like it's just like you gotta step back and realize that was a fucking deep ass story in like 10 minutes.
Yep.
Granted, they did have the scaffolding of like the Matrix film, so it's like you're not entirely lost. It's not like they like fucking mash like 2 hours of stuff into your head, but it's 10 minutes of really, really good shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone want a drink? I need some caffeine.
I will. Yeah. The microphone on. was, I think, is better than the Mac microphone, I think. I think once I was listening to the Mac microphone and I was very sad, whereas when he was on the thing, I was like, oh, fuck, this is clear as fuck. I say this because Sean is probably this very, very excellent clarity.
Oh yeah.
And I don't really talk to you silently.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Yeah, I can think of it now. Okie dokie. Oh really? Were you able to hear me eat or something?
Yeah,
That's awkward. Sorry about that. Oh.
It just makes the clarity of like the auxiliary sounds you make to like propel your lecture forward that much more clear and like funny.
Auxiliary sounds I make to propel.
Or, I don't know.
Oh, I see.
The things they end up making a sound for, you don't quite realize it. It's funny, it's just appropriate.
I see. So does that mean you can do sound analysis? Yeah. So you can read my mind through my mic. Okay. It's pretty cool. So can people hear you guys in the back? I'm curious about that. Okay, cool. So I'm not just monologuing up here. Okay, so who wants to ROP? Nobody? Okay, good. Now I just go home. Oh, Sean does. Crap. Okie dokie. ROP. Yeah, ROP. Okay. How to ROP. Where do I want to start here? So how to...
classify this as a simple ROP thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's baby's first ROP. It's meant to be. It's, if you can find a buffer overflow that gives you pretty much unlimited space to ROP, this is pretty much what you'll be doing. So even though this is a simple buffer overflow, if it was a more difficult binary around the buffer overflow, it wouldn't be much different than this. So while this is simple, there's probably better ways to do the ROP too, but this is one of my first ROPs in this type of way. I see. So the idea of a ROP is to get a chain of commands that do something. So you need... Oh, that was a hiccup. Sorry about that. So you gotta have a pretty good feel for the stack and how every instruction manipulates it in order to be good at I guess, creating a ROP chain. So when I was looking at this, my first thought was, okay, so I need a way to pass binsh as an argument to system, right? To execute binsh. So how do I do that? Well, put binsh on the stack and on the top of the stack and move RSP into RDI and then call system, right? That's pretty easy. So the general idea would be you have a something like that. So you have, so it returns to whatever is at this address, ball, like that. And then, so this is the value on the stack right here, right? 0x, blah, yeah. So this is the value on the stack. So it returns to this address. ESP then points to this value, or RSP. And then RSP is moved into RDI because that's how x86 calling works. And then it does a ret. So that ret will go into system. It's a super long address because we're in like x1072-bit operating system right here. And then it'll just return into system. Or you'll want a pop.
You wouldn't happen to have your tablet here, would you?
No. Sorry.
But with everything that, the moment you say stack, it's like, I'm sure you don't want to drop picture. It just,
Yeah, right.
if you're trying to get people up to speed, I don't think you can just fire off things imagining people to get the same mental ownership.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking for it for a few minutes before I left today, but I couldn't find it. Forget where it is.
Okay.
That's what happens when I clean. That's why I never clean. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess this would be a actual ret. There we go. Open it with that. How do I ROP? Okay, sorry guys. Okay, let's. So move RDI, RSP, RDI, ret. Actually, we'd probably want something like pop after this, so that we could clean up this little guy right here. And then we can put another address down here. We're using, this is base, what, 36, where actual letters of the alphabet, including S, Y, are part of the number system. Yeah. So the 0x just means that it's an address, it's a number in memory, right? Don't take it as I'm actually going to put 0x system into memory, because that would just be fucking retarded. So the general idea here is you have a return address, first return address, beginning of the ROP chain. ESP is pointing right, RSP is pointing right to that. So when it pops into, so when it calls return, it returns to this address and starts executing some gadget. The gadget that would be perfect for us is move RSP into RDI, pop something to get rid of this junk, and then return, which will return to system. Because remember, ret pops ESP, so now ESP is pointing to here right when the gadget starts executing. So the address of RSP is moved into RDI, so that means RDI contains the address to bin sh. RDI is the first argument to a function in x64, remember. And then you do a pop so that you can increment or decrease the stack decrement or increment ESP, RSP, and then it does a return once RSP is pointed to this guy, and then it just returns the system. So that would be a great way to do stuff. Unfortunately, the world isn't always perfect. Sometimes the world hates you and won't let you find fucking magic spot.
No magic.
No magic.
There's
No magic for
a
you.
lot like Jack Black's ugly punk, man. Just gonna call you fat washed up loser.
Yes. So, let's find some gadgets. So I use Vim. You could use Control F in your favorite editor. I don't know how to do it in Nano, because nobody should be using Nano. Fuck you. So slash move RDI RSP. Is there any of those? Yeah, look at that. There's one. But that's not quite what we want. There's no ret. Be nice to have a ret. So let's actually.
Use rock gadget on the libc file.
Yeah. So that took about a minute to do. So I'll just be looking through here. You could watch while ROP gadget is going on. Yeah, you also want to redirect that to a file.
Yes.
Yeah. So that you can go through it. So there's no move RDI RSP ret. I mean, if you think about it, that kind of makes sense because RDI is an argument, RSP is the stack pointer, so it's sort of saving the stack pointer, and then in this instance right here, calling RDX. So RDX can pop RSP, or I guess move RDI into RSP, or whatever it wants to do with the stack once it's over there. Just some sort of stuff. So, I don't know, what gadget do you guys want to use? That means it'd be super convenient to use a move RSP into RDI gadget, because that's just what we want to do. We want to be able to get the address of RSP, get RSP, the top of the stack, into RDI. But that's not going to happen. There's no pop either, of course. So we're going to need to get a little bit creative. This call RDX thing might look useful. So this call RDX, call RAX. So we got two little gadgets right here. I'm going to get rid of numbers. So let's just save these, put them in your pocket for later. So it might be more convenient to, yeah, so I just pasted them here. So the reason I'm doing both of these is now we have to find a gadget to set RAX to be something, to be system, preferably. So it might be easier to set RAX equal to something, it might be easier to set RDX equal to something. So let's check out RAX. Let's find something we can do to set RAX. Now, we don't really have control over anything except the stack, so a pop RAX might be the best way to do stuff. So now we have a better idea of what our ROP chain is going to look like. Let's just create the ROP chain from this guy. I don't need numbers. Whoops. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, so here's this right here. So move RDI, RSP, call RAX. So we're still going to have bin sh down here. But now we need something to put the address of system into RAX. Because after we move RSP into RDI, we're going to want to call system. That's just what we want to do. Since we don't have any more rets to play with, our ROP chain is over and out. So we could do something like, let's see. Pop RAX, since we have an address, we have control of this stack, and that's pretty much it. So we'll probably want to do some sort of pop RAX return. So that would mean we have Xerox system. Pop RX ret. So the reason we do this, or I guess the way this would work is, so first return is a pop REX ret. So do a ret. Now ESP points to that, pop RAX. So it pops the address of system into RAX. Now RSP points to that. Now it calls the return from the first gadget. And then it goes to this guy. Move RSP, well, so it does a return. Now RSP points to this, move RSP into RDI. So RDI is pointing to bin SH, and then it calls system. So that's awesome, right? Now, let's see if the world will be nice to us today and give us a pop RAX. Or, I guess, first idea. Anyone have any questions about how this gadget works? Because I guess it's the general idea of what exactly we're doing today.
I was looking down for a bit.
Okay. So, we got essentially two gadgets going on right here, and a little finagling of the stack. So, once main returns, once ROP baby returns, it calls this guy. And then that executes pop RAX ret. So it starts so it pops this into EIP, RIP. Now ESP points to this, RSP points to this, and it starts executing this gadget right here. So this gadget is being executed. So this pop RAX causes RAX to equal this Xerox system, which is the address of system, which we have, because the binary itself gave it to us. The challenge gave it to us. And then it sets RIP or RSP equal to this. And then it executes ret with RSP equal to this. So once it does the ret, it starts executing at this gadget location, and the ret decrements or moves RSP down the stack. So RSP is now pointing to that. So this move RDI RSP sets RDI equal to a pointer to this string right here in memory. Then it calls RAX, which equals Xerox system. And then it executes system with RDI equaling a pointer to bin SH. Everyone cool with that? I'll give a minute for the stream to catch up. Nacho cheese from Taco Hell. Yes. So there's our hopeful ROP chain. So now let's look for a pop RAX ret. Hey, look, here's one right here. Jesus loves me. Yes, I know. Sorry. So hey, look, there's our ROP chain. And we already have 0x system, so we're done, folks. We're done. So now let's script it. Would you rather me keep these addresses, like keep this terminal right here so that you can see what's going on, where I get the addresses from? Or do you not care? Yeah, we're done. We're done, Duck. We're done. We're 100% done with the challenge.
The rest is just left as an exercise. You can just
Exactly.
go, it'll work. Let's write this up. Say it works 110%.
Yep. So
We can stop the write-up right here.
yeah. So thanks for coming, guys. Glad you learned so much about ROP tonight. Okay. So I'm gonna go through all the way. You know, do the easy part, right? So we're gonna do this the right way. So let's see. We got this right here is the pop RAX ret. System equals it actually equals this. Which you can get through this. Oops. Oh. There we go. 3F820 is system. And that's right there. Then we got this moving thing right here. Oh no. There we go. And then we do BNSH. So there's our ROP chain. That's all that matters, right? So now let's put our payload together. There's a little buffer. Because it does a pop RBP. Who gives a crap? Then we do the pop RX. Actually, yeah. Pop RX. Plus base, right? Do P64 system. Actually, I named it libc. And then just BNSH. Yeah. Okay. Now, hopefully this works. That'd be super cool. Okay. So r.send line. So I'm sending the number that I'll be sending. Cat flag. Speaking of cat flag, I should make a flag. There we go. Cat flag meow. Cause get it, cat flag meow. Yeah. So length of payload plus 1, right? It's gotta be a string. And then sends the payload, make it interactive, then send the number 4. Yeah, cat flag meow. Get it? Cause cat meow, cat flag. Yeah. I'm not just a weirdo. Well, I am, but not just. So, who wants to wager that it'll work on the first time?
I was thinking it'd be funny if, like, some sort of probability that the exploit would work was calculated over, like, various categories of exploits, like difficulty categories and stuff. There's a 6.28% chance that it'll work. Oh, 6.18 now. Thanks, Brian. That's how you believe in me.
Hey Brian, go fuck yourself.
Brian, you want to do the hacking? Is that weird?
Duck, what is going on with you? I'm just gonna run this. Cannot convert argument to an integer. Okay, I lost. What happened here? It's line 36, so P64, goodness H. Whoops. It's okay, sometimes I'm just retarded. That's not the actual exploit, so it doesn't count as not working the first time. Yeah, eat a dick. It worked!
I'm not saying it wouldn't, I'm just saying it'd be funny if there was some sort of statistical analysis.
I understand. Yeah, thanks, Doc. Yeah, you saw the cat flag. What do you think about that? No, to make it look super elite, like you're supposed to do in the write-ups. Yeah, so you don't see all that nasty stuff. Nope. Fuck it, who cares? You don't give a shit about this. Okay. Keyboard typing sounds are in stereo, that's cool. Okay. So, who wants to see a real binary? No, nobody does. Nobody at all. Anybody want me to save this? Or I guess you probably want this script. So you don't need that. Okay. Oh, by the way, what's this called? Snowman? Snowman's pretty cool. I'll show you that in the next one. That's actually something I'll be showing you in IDA. So, I'll let you see it all. This is looking good. It's got 2 hours on this video so far. Let me make a new recording.